Good morning, everyone. As I'm setting up this shot, I'm noticing that I am every shade of gray. All the bedding is gray, and I've got on my lovely, cozy gray sweatshirt. Um, I'm feeling a little gray today because I got sick overnight, wee hours, and I'm still feeling a bit rough this morning. Um, if I was still working my full time job, I would have probably called out sick, but I work for myself, so I have to do probably a bare minimum day. I need to get one order packed. Only one order came in last night. That's okay though. Technically, I had two orders yesterday because one came in really early in the morning and I was able to get it packed because it came in before I left for the day. But starting off slow this morning, this is my little buddy guy. We're hanging out a little bit before I do get up and move a little bit, get an order packed. I wanted to get some photographing done today, so I do need to get some of that done, but I feel like it's going to be a quick session. And the good news about listing is I can do that at home, relaxing again, just have to get the photographs done. So I think it's going to be, like I said, a bare minimum day. And I also thought I'd at least, while I was sitting here trying to contemplate what I'm going to do today, talk about, since I said I would have called out sick from my full time job in the past, it's actually been 1 month since I left my job. Technically, it's tomorrow, is the 4 weeks since I left my job, but we'll go ahead and do a little reflection on how it's been going this month. And apologies for constantly saying I quit my job in the comments, but it gets views and it gets people to watch. So I'll probably be doing a few more check-ins monthly to get those extra views in. 1 month of being a full-time reseller. How has it gone? I would say I'm actually pleasantly surprised about how well it's gone. I tend to be on the negative side and don't believe things are going to work out. Things work out sometimes, things don't. So sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong, and things go well. Now, am I all of a sudden making a ton of money and I'm rich? Absolutely not. But I'm very pleased with the progress that I've made in the past month, especially this last week. I hit some real high points with lots of sales on certain days, like the Saturday where I had 5 orders, and I was already hitting like 2 to 3 sales a day. So that's really great. Not reached the ultimate goal yet. I'd like to get more sales every day than that, but we're getting there. And that is great compared to when I first started and right before I left my job, where I was just trying to get a little bit of momentum going, but didn't have the time and energy to push as much as I wanted to. I'm really pleased with, I'm making sales every day, making multiple sales every day. I've had some very good sales. Yes, this morning I will so far only have one item to ship, but yesterday's items, I had a over $50 item, which is fantastic for me to have something like that. Over $50 item go out along with some more normal prices. So I'm selling a few better things, and those are helping to boost the money. I'd say right now, the biggest positive is that I have the cash flow that I need to keep buying more stuff. I just have to find it. So the hard work is in going out there and finding stuff. But I have the money to go buy more things. And what I'd love to find is something again like that Scentsy bundle, which I didn't even find. Jacob found, but to find something like that again, and he might find something like that for me in the future. He's going to Peaches to Beaches tomorrow, and if you're up there, Then if you are up there, you might see him around. He's going to go to that and he might find something that I can sell. And it's kind of like I have a contact always looking out for me. If he can find something, if I can find something, hopefully I will find some lots like that where I invest a bit more money than I'm used to, $50, $100, maybe even more, and get a whole bunch of inventory that will see me through 4 weeks. That would be fantastic. So I've got the cash flow to do that. I'm not at the point where I can say I'm paying myself a replacement salary, and I'm not even probably going to be able to pay all the bills from eBay earnings when I need to pay them this next month, which I've planned for. I have savings to get me through a few months. That was part of the plan, is I have this savings ready so that I can pay bills when they pop up that I don't think are going to come out of eBay sales, because I'm just not able to grow fast enough. I'm really, really hoping, and I think I can do it, that this next month number 2 of being full time, I will get to that point where I can cover all the bills just with what I'm making on eBay. I think it's very possible. Of course, the next step after that is I need to replace any money I've had to borrow out to cover stuff. And I need to also I can't just be paying the bills. I also need to be saving money for the future, because you never know what's going to happen. I can actually predict what's going to happen, is that at some point I'm going to have to go to a doctor that I wasn't planning on, and I'm going to get sick. One thing I'm going to have to do is, my car is very old. It's a real good car. It's a Toyota. And I keep saying, hold on for 2 more years. I've been saying hold on for 2 more years for many years now, probably 6 or 7 years. I'm like, hold on for 2 more years. I do honestly think it's got a good 2 to 3 years left in it. But I say that crossing fingers that it holds up. I think it will, but eventually I'm going to have to get something newer, and that's a huge chunk of money that I have to be prepared for. So that's been on my mind for years, of that I need to be saving money for things like that, where I have to replace stuff that's coming down the line eventually. But I think I'm in a good position to do that, and I'm very happy with how things are going. Especially this past week, it was the yard sales not working out for me was pretty stressful, but then I had a good sales week right after that, because I laid the groundwork. I had stuff in, it wasn't even a death pile. It was I know I'm going to be going full time, so let's save this pile of items to list when I go full time, so that I have the inventory I need. And I've worked through that stuff, and it has been really great. And I've found some stuff since going full time this past month, since I can really buy more things. The only regret I actually think I have of my prep for going full time is that I wish I'd bought some more stuff. There was a space issue. I didn't have a lot of room to store boxes and boxes of inventory if I picked it up. But I wish I picked up a little bit more, because I think I could have got it all processed in the early days of being full time, and it would have even boosted things more. So like I've said before, don't ever listen to anything I say as advice, because everyone's situation is different. But hey, if you are deciding you want to go full time soon, and you have the money to buy a few extra things and you don't have time to list them right now, when you go full time, you will have time to list them, and you'll be thinking, I'm glad I bought this stuff, because I did. I had some things I'd kind of forgotten about that were like some textbooks and some clothing that I had put away, because it was just, I didn't have enough time to deal with it. And now I've listed them, and a few of them have sold and made me good money. So I'm really pleased with that, and only wish I had maybe bulked up that backlog of inventory more. But it lets me know now that I can process a lot more than I think. and not to be so afraid to buy some larger collections. They will work out in the end eventually, and I learn a lot from doing those too. So I'm very happy with how things are going in this first month. I'm looking forward to the next month to see what I'm going to find and what's going to sell and what I'm going to learn new doing this. I learn something new every day. Tomorrow, there are 3 estate sales in town. So I've just looked at the addresses and I'm mapping out, like, I think I know which ones I want to go to first, because the one opens up early. It opens up earlier at 9 a.m. and the other 2 open at 10. So I'll do the 9 a.m. one, and then I can go to the one I'm really most interested in is the second one. It opens at 10 a.m. and I think that one's the most promising, but you just never know until you get to these places how they'll be. And then the third one is the one where they often have really nice stuff and it's high priced, so I have to be looking for only the items that no one else wants and hope that they have some of that stuff. And it might be scoping that one out for a return on Saturday when things are 50% off. I think that estate sale, they don't actually do 50% off until the afternoon of Saturday, because they do a 2-day sale. So it might actually be full day of yard sales on Saturday. Cross fingers there's no rain and that we have some good garage sales, and then go back to estate sale and see if there's anything left. We'll have to scope it out tomorrow, but tomorrow will be a very busy day. 3 estate sales, and I plan on spending a lot of time there working hard, because that's where my efforts need to be. I also wanted to, as I was talking about yet another upload where I talk about quitting my job and a little clickbaity, I hope you will all forgive me, but I do want to say thank you for getting me to that 500 subscriptions here on this channel. That was a surprise that so many people subscribed to that quickly. And I don't know if you're a YouTuber or you're very much on YouTube, you probably know the threshold that people talk about of when you get some money from those annoying YouTube ads that you have to watch. You don't get any money paid out by YouTube for those until you have 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in the past year. So not only am I only halfway, I need to double my subscriptions to get to that threshold. I actually need to double my watch time as well. So I know I've been trying to do like 1 upload a day with limited success. There's quite a few days where I've not been able to get something uploaded because I'm just too busy or tired to. And also some days it's like I don't really have anything to tell you guys that's different. I went and packed up a few orders. I went to some yard sales that weren't very good. And I don't think you all want to see any of that stuff. So I just kind of let that day go and give you all the rest from me. And I'll come back with whatever the next thing is. But I will still be continuing to try to get more stuff uploaded, videos, and I will probably talk about the quitting my job to go full time. And if I find, what would be awesome is if I find one of those things that I've occasionally found in my career of doing this, where I pay $5 or $10 for something and it actually turns out to be a $125 item on eBay. If I find one of those, I can make, one of those videos that just gets all the views and increases the channel. But I would love to just yap at you all, even if I'm not getting paid from the ad money. But boy, that extra $2 a day would be so helpful. It's actually, I don't ever expect to be one of the big ones. I actually think that's probably very rare. Those are the people that we all see And there's tons of us little YouTubers on here. I imagine I'll always be a little gal, but having that extra few dollars a day, a few $100s a month, that would help pay the bills, or even if the money from that could go into the savings for, say, the new car that I eventually have to get, gosh, that would be so helpful. But I love yapping at y'all and I love chatting. So I will do this anyway. And I just want to thank you for subscribing, for leaving lovely comments, for your advice, giving me ideas. And yeah, just forgive me if there's lots of rambly videos or repetitive stuff as I'm trying to find my way and bring in a few more views and a few more subscriptions over the next month as we keep this going. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go get some of my work done, and that'll set me up well for the rest of the weekend coming up. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.